used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves. There's no turn to. And I know all the feelings that we shared are in the past. And I know your relationships are never meant to last. And I'll take some time.
Mr. Kadara, kindly find your way inside the dining room. We have a lot of space inside the dining room. Thank you. A final call, members to find your way in the dining room so that we start the meeting. All directors are asked to take their space at the table set for directors at the dining room so that we can start our AGM. At the dining room so that we can start our AGM. As we wait for the members who are seated outside to come inside the dining room, I will humbly request Senior Lady Captain Margaret Mwai to prepare and read us into a word of prayer to open the session.
Wait.
In just like a minute or two, then we start.
Okay.
Mamadera. Madam Lucy.
Mr. Black. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Moham. Oh, the book. Darling, here. Senior Lady Captain Margaret Mwai, kindly come and read us into a word of prayer.
Directors who have led us this year. As we come to the end of our calendar, Lord, we ask you even to see us through the new year. Even we welcome the new directors and we say kwaheri to the old directors. And Lord, we have no words really to thank you, Lord. We are so grateful that you have seen us through. We have journeyed up together. And as we start our AGM today, kindly be our chairman, be our secretary, guide us on the way forward. And please, Lord, talk to the losers, talk to the winners, because this is nobody's club. This is our club. Whether whether you lose or you win, Lord, we are still together. We still remain brothers and sisters. We pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you so much, Margaret Moi. Honorable members, karibuni sana for this AGM. Allow me to recognize the presence of our board, read by the chairman, Mr. Thomas Kimari, the vice chairman, Mr. Ken Chege, Captain Sisa Mugo, Honorary Treasurer Leonard Mwangi, Lady Vice Captain Radian Jerry, Director Joan, and all protocols observed. Let me now, with your permission, start off our AGM as per Article 40 of our Constitution, so that we start guided by the rules of engagement, and the AGM is very specific to what needs to be done, by who, and at what point. It has spelled out to us, including the timelines of how we should conduct our affairs. So reference is made to the notice that was issued to you honorable members on 15th November 2024, and which was posted at the members' notice board for the duration of the period as stipulated in our Constitution. And now, in this plenary, we have a total of 55. I would request that we put our phones on silent, and if you have to pick a call, kindly excuse yourself and step out and make your call to avoid having disruption that may end up during our AGM. We are now in session, and we intend to keep it that way until the session is over. As of now, I would like to confirm that we have made the quorum, and as per Article 40 that I've referred to, we're supposed to have a quorum made up of at least 50 members. As of 5 minutes ago, we had a membership physically present in this plenary of 56 members. So we meet the threshold of voting this AGM as was announced on 15th November. The praise was the clubhouse, and the time was clearly spelled out. That was issued on 1st, and that postponed the meeting date from 5th of December to 11th of December. And that was adopted and ratified by the board when it met. So I'll continue reading the notice. And it says, kindly find attached annual general meeting AGM 2023 agenda notice and signed audited financial statement for the year ended 30th September 2024 for your perusal. Minutes of the AGM to members, a board motion shall be shared in due course to your emails. to the emails, notice board, and club officials' WhatsApp groups. The nomination sheet for the board of 2025 will be up on the notice board 14 days before the AGM as guided by Article 26 of the club constitution. Details of their nomination and eligibility will be shared within the next 7 days as a guide to interested members who wish to vie for the various club leadership positions. 1. Constitutional business. We are required to have an application of the returning officer for the purpose of announcing the electoral results. Then our ordinary business, confirmation of quorum, which I've already done, which is to confirm the presence of a quorum, and that has clearly been confirmed, and the reference book is at the office for any member who may wish to check it out. I'm now on the third item on the notice, which is to read the notice convening this meeting. And now the fourth item on the notice is the adoption of the agenda of the meeting. Agenda for adoption of the meeting. So members, the agenda as was given was Agenda 1, confirmation of the presence of quorum. Agenda 2, confirmation of previous AGM minutes. Agenda 3, the special general meeting minutes confirmation. Agenda 4, motions. And we had 3 motions. The motion to increase the minimum qualification for board member candidacy. Amendment regarding the members' levies, adjustment of annual subscription rates, and Agenda 5, election of board members. So without much ado, the agenda that I've read, I request a member to propose it, another member to second that agenda so that we are properly guided. Kindly tell us your membership number and your full names for record purpose.
Good evening, members. My name is Daniel Mudhua Kamau, member number K267, joined 2007.
Thank you so much, DK. And that which is going to inform our AGM this afternoon. A seconder? Any voluntary member? Kindly second.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon. My name is Julian Kamau, member number K606, joined 2024. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Now we have a proposer and we have a seconder. So our agenda for today's AGM is well guided and we shall proceed. So members, allow me to go through the minutes of the AGM for 2023 are shared within our various groups. In attendance, these are the minutes of the annual general meeting held on 7th December 2023 at Kiambu Golf Club at 4:15 p.m. In attendance, we had 72 members present in person and 15 members were attending online. The meeting was called to order at 4:47 p.m. upon confirmation of a quorum. The agenda was confirmation of the presence of a quorum, 2, confirmation of previous AGM minutes, the special general meeting minutes confirmation, 4, motions, which were to increase in the minimum qualification for board member candidacy, amendments regarding right members' levies, adjustment of annual subscription rates, and election of board members. Minute number 1. Confirmation of the previous minutes. The minutes of the previous AGM were confirmed by Mr. Kagia, member number G016, and seconded by Mr. Kingara, member number K260. The special general meeting minutes held on 29th June 2023 were confirmed and seconded by Mr. R. Shudha, member number C025, and Mr. D. Kagia, member number G016, respectively. Motions. Motion 1, proposed by Mr. Robert Shudha, member number C025. The motion sought to require a minimum of 5 years of good standing membership for board eligibility. The motion was seconded by Mike Nene, member number N195. The result of that motion was that it passed and was adopted. Motion number 2 was proposed by Mr. R. Shudha, member number C025, and the motion sought to amend Article 8K to relieve right members from levies. The motion was seconded by Mr. G.W. Kuria, member number K481, and the results were the motion was voted against. The motion number 3 was proposed by Mr. P. Odieki, member number N254. And the motion sought to increase subscription rates to 40,000 for single membership and 50,000 Kenya shillings for family membership. The motion was seconded by Mr. Leonard Mwangi, and the results were that the motion was voted against. The last motion, or agenda, was election of board members for 2024. The following members were elected for respective offices for the year 2023/2024. Mr. Thomas Kimari, member number K298, chairman. Mr. Kenneth Chege, member number K329, vice chairman. Mr. Chris Kimani, member number K423, captain, unopposed. Mr. Leonard Mwangi, member number K541, honorary treasurer, unopposed. Mr. Franklin Mugendi, member number M436, honorary secretary, unopposed. Madam Brenda Kiara, member number K348, lady director. Madam Susan Wanja, member number K475, lady captain, unopposed. Mr. Sisa Mugo, member number M348, vice captain. Madam Lydia Maina, member number K545, lady vice captain. Madam Joan Waruingi, member number W157, Director. Mr. Henry Roy, member number R025, Director. Mr. Robert Shudha, member number C025, Director. Closure. The meeting concluded at 7:03 p.m. with no further business. So, honorable members, those were the minutes of the last AGM. I will now request honorable members to note or to bring forth any amendments on the minutes for the AGM that was held on 7th of December 2023, if any, before I request for a proposer and a seconder of the same. So members, the floor is open. In case there is any correction, any amendments to the minutes that I've just read to you, you kindly requested to bring forward those amendments so that they can be noted. Straight head of members, I will still request for another member to second the agenda for the last AGM meeting, because the seconder joined the club in 2024 when we had already done the AGM, so that we align our secondment to the realities on the ground and avoid going contrary to our constitution. Thank you.
Daniel Masharia, joined 2017, member number M593.
Thank you so much. That is corrected, and we are now in adherence to our constitution. So, any comments, any amendments that any member may wish to raise in regards to the minutes of 2023 that I've just read, just for amendment? If none, then with your permission, I would like to request for any member to propose and to second confirming the minutes of our AGM for 2023-2024. Members, kindly, if you're in that meeting and the minutes that I've read align to what you had, Kiambu request that you propose and we second so that we can progress.
I would like to propose, my name is John Kagiri, member number M359. I've been a member since 2012.
Thank you.
Moko Kamau, K306, a second.
Thank you so much. So the minutes for the last AGM have been properly proposed and seconded, and that goes into a record. So, honorable members, having read the minutes which have been proposed and seconded, I will now come back to you to bring forward any matter that might have arisen from those minutes. If there's any issue that you feel you need to be informed in terms of any matter arising from those minutes, now is the time to bring them up and get a response from them. Any matters arising can be from either side, either from the board side or from the floor side. While we are thinking about that, I will request the chairman to prepare himself and be ready to present his report. Chairman, your report.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols are observed. Allow me to lead the chairman's report for 2024. I'll first lead, then of course I'll do my closing remarks if you so allow. Could be a big report, but I will just lead as is. Chairman's report, Kiambu Club Limited annual report and financial statements for the year ended 30th September 2024. Chairman's report. And it's possible with God and teamwork. That is the theme. Dear members, on 7th December 2023, I was mandated by the club membership through a popular and electoral vote to lead our esteemed club for 1 year term ending on 5th December 2024. Could be that one is overtaken by events because the AGM had to change because of the reasons better known to all of us. Guided by the 4 pillars I pledged, I committed to, I'm delighted to report that I have successfully achieved the goals I set out at the beginning of my tenure. This success would not have been possible without unwavering cooperation, teamwork, respect, and dedication demonstrated by the board members and the entire club membership. It is therefore with great pleasure that I present to you the annual report and audited financial statements for the financial year ended at September 2024. This one will come later from the honorary treasurer. The report highlights the milestone we have accomplished together and showcases the financial health of the club, reflecting our collective hard work and commitment. That one will come later through the club treasurer. Number 1, reconstruction of the foreign fence at Kirigiti area. On 8th December 2023, we embarked on reconstructing the foreign fence at Kirigiti, covering approximately 100 feet. In just 1 week, the project was completed at a cost of Kenya shillings 400,000, funded through friends' goodwill. This project marked the first milestone in securing and enhancing the club infrastructure. Number 2, perimeter fence along T-box number 9 for men and ladies T-box number 9. This critical fencing project was made possible through the generous contribution of members. I wish to acknowledge and appreciate the following individuals for their support: Joseph Kahari, Julius Kiai, John Gekenye, late Mrs. Eliud Goko, may her soul rest in peace. She passed on just the other day. Ken Shege, my able vice, Samuel Dobe, John Mwangi Brown, Peter Limui, John Kavaya, John Kangere, Alfred Kariuki, Onesmus Gadara, Professor Engineer Joyfrey Mangorio, and my clerk of work and the foreman, Biriri Karonjo. The project's BOQ and total cost was 1,650,000. Under the development committee led by Professor Engineer Geoffrey Mangurio, I'm confident that our facility will soon be fully secured with a complete perimeter fence, ensuring the safety of all our members. At this juncture, members, the fence would have been completed at this time, had it not for intervention of the county government of Kiambu, who authorized that we don't make any development in the perimeter fence, owing by what you all know was a problem then. However, I would say when the governor visited here the other day, he okayed the project. So I'm hopeful, Engineer Mangorio, plus the incoming chairman, you'll be able now to complete the project without any reason or why it should not be. I'll be part of it. Number 3 was renovation and refurbishment of the main clubhouse. The renovation of the main clubhouse was a continuation of the initiative by the 2023 board, chaired by Piri Podieki. Through a membership levy of Kenya shilling 40,000, significant progress was made, achieving 50 to 70% completion. During my term and the board, the project was brought to fruition with new furniture and fitting installed in the main bar, the snooker room, the dining areas, and fitting at the new refurbished boardroom. Special thanks to QS Rokwaro, architect Jeff Jehia, and our project manager Shiruduku, plus the vice chairman, Mr. Ken Shege, Breda Kihara, and Leonard Mwangi, the club treasurer, who represented the board to see the completion of that project. The remaining area yet to be fitted with the furniture is the Mamagena Lounge. I recognize the championship of Dr. Paul Kobudo towards this project. I urge members who had pledged to kindly honor their pledges so that we can fully actualize the project. Number 4 were the water pans, or the coast beautification, as we would call it. To enhance the natural beauty of our coast, we began work on the wetland areas in Fairway number 2 and 11, number 3 and 12, and number 7 and 16. This project, led by Jero Wanyaga, Professor Engineer Mangorio, and Engineer Kariuki, is transforming our natural water feature and improving the club greenery and fauna. I would say the project is yet to be completed, and I've talked to the 3 gentlemen who have assured me maybe within the next few months and the incoming chair that project will be completed to the betterment of this club. Number 5 is the clubhouse facelift and biometric access. The dream of giving our clubhouse a modern facelift has been realized. With the assistance of members, including Dr. Geoffrey Wamba, Professor Engineer Mangorio, Onesmus Gadara, and yours truly, we installed a biometric card recognition system to enhance security and streamline access. I would not wish to forget my vice chairman. There was a typo error. I think you are part of this project in a big way. You've spent quite a bit of your resources. An anti-crime fence was also erected. This will guarantee members security while they are in a clubhouse area, thus avoiding influx of strangers and uninvited guests. A proper control is now in place, and I'm sure members, you can boast of this. We are not getting intruders into the club anymore. The Admiral project costed 2,500,000, given in kind and grant to the club, and recoverable when funds are available without distress. Note, without distress. And I wish to the general membership, just in case this money is not realized. I think the 5 of us will be in problem. Additionally, upgrades include improved access to the men's changing room, the prevention of spikes in the main clubhouse, and overall enhancement to the clubhouse aesthetics. Looking ahead, plans for a new administration block as per the strategic plan are underway. This is something I would wish to mention at this juncture. We agreed with a section of the ladies way back in 4 months back that we are going to do a better facility in terms of the washroom and a PWD toilet. The incoming chair, kindly, let's look into this because it's a promise that we gave and it has to be actualized. The steam bath project. This was a signature project for the outgoing lady captain, which is now completed and had full blessings of the board of directors. When the project was fundraised, the balance was channeled to the furniture project. The arbitration committee, led by the Council of Elders Chairman Don Mwaura, did make a commitment of building a washroom facility for PWDs, a process that will be overseen by the 2025 board. A coffee shop. Now members can enjoy coffee, courtesy of a new coffee shop, equipped with stands and a drive by the board of directors. I also wish to thank the incoming chair. He actually was part of this, and he wanted that coffee shop. I'm not sure whether he has taken coffee from the same shop, but I know he will still patronize his baby project in terms of coffee taking. Number 8, let me thank the senior chairman, Timothy Kihara, Pius Moria, Davis Mukuria, Gigi Wambure, and immediate past chair, Piri Podieki, for starting the risk renewal process now in the progress at National Art Commission. I'm very hopeful that the county government of Kiambu will find it prudent and desirable to okay the lease without conditions. In this regard, I wish to mention and thank His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Kimani Wamatangi, for leading at the front in ongoing club lease discussion. Members, you are aware that the governor visited here close to a month ago. He did a walk and he played a 9 and he was happy. He requested, which I will forward to the 2025 board led the incoming chair, that we formulate a technical team which was already there and was in this club. It was headed by one Mwangi wa Purity, being a surveyor. I know Mwangi wa Purity is in the house. He has a technical team, and you'll be able to engage the county government of Kiambu in the matters of lease and discuss this on the way forward. If you have seen the topographic maps, there is a lot of encroachment here and there, and that is why a technical team is very critical to take the matter forward. So the incoming chair, kindly take this one as a priority. I will ensure that I link you up with the Executive the Governor, so that now this one becomes now the first project that you undertake. I'm proud. I'll be a proud one of being the 108th president or chairman. I'll be a proud one if the process is actualized. To the general membership, there is no cause for alarm. The risk committee headed by senior chairman Don Mwaura will pursue the matter on behalf of the club. May I also tell you, I've followed this matter in the last 1 week because I knew I would exit today, and things are going towards the right direction. I will give my confidential note to the incoming chair so that now he knows where to press the button, because now the matter is now no longer with the Kiambu County. It is within now the National Art Commission, and I'm happy to notify you, one of our member who patronized here, a very senior council, has come out and assisted within a flash and ensured that the lease has moved now to another level. So I'll be notifying the chairman who that member is, because he didn't want his name to be mentioned, I'll give you his name in confidence. But that member, thank you, because I know you are watching for this. The new membership. This year, the club successfully introduced a special corporate membership offer at a discounted rate, which was warmly received by prospective members. The initiative resulted in the enrollment of 90 new members, marking a significant milestone in our efforts to grow and diversify the club membership base. I'm glad to notify the members that we have partnered with the Gemawado Association in getting more new members, and in case of any litigation matters affecting the club, the association will come in handy. The positive response to this offer underscores the appeal of our club and the value it provides to members. Moving forward, I urge the 2025 board to aim on building on this success by introducing similar membership drives and offers to attract more individuals and corporate entities to join our vibrant community. Honorary membership. In recognition of our exceptional contribution to society and the association with our club, we were honored to confer honorary membership on the following distinguished individuals: His Excellency the Governor Kiambu, Dr. Kimani Wamatangi, who have also accepted our request to him to be the club patron. Justice Lady Abigail Mushira, the presiding judge Kiambu. Douglas Kanja Kirosho, EBS OGW, the Inspector General of Police, Kenya Police Service. These honorary memberships reflect our commitment to fostering relationships with individuals whose leadership and service inspire excellence in the community. Beneficiaries of Honorable Musalia Mudavadi's membership contribution. Through the generous contribution, membership contribution of Honorary Musalia Mudavadi, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, and now the acting CS for Interior, two deserving youth golfers were unable to join our club and further their career in golf. One, Elvis Muigwa, handicap 2.1, currently leading the junior golf amateur ranking in the Kenya Golf Federation. Peter Waiharo, handicap 5, a rising star in golf. These talented players represent the future of golf in Kenya, and their development is a testament to our club commitment to nurturing youth talent. We express our heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. I know we have his people in the house and as members of this club for his support in empowering the next generation of golfers. Again, the incoming chair, kindly have time, just pop into Honorable Musalia Mudavadi and get more sponsorship for juniors from him. He is ready to support us. Number 10 is the golfing excellence for the year. We are proud club as we have individual golfers putting the name of the club in local and international headlines. Michael Karanga, at just 29 years old, Karanga has risen from working as a matatu tout to become Kenya top rank amateur golfer. This year, he managed to retain his title in the Kenya Amateur Golf Championship Series and earned a coveted spot in the 2025 Majuku Kenya Open. I'm sure that Karanga is headed to Nyali tonight so that he goes and take the trophy home. And also what I can request the board, the incoming chair, is gracefully, when he comes back, I think he requires a buzi from you, not exactly from you, but for the club membership. He has done proud for the club. I think we can clap for him. Karanga is ranked number 2 in Africa, and as per yesterday, he was number 51 in the world amateur golf rankings. He is also a proud member of the Kenya golf team. Makofi kwa yeye tena. We should encourage this young man. His star is really shining. Elvis Muigwa again, at just 21 years old, Elvis is Kenya top junior amateur golfer and a member of the national golf team. He received an invitation to compete in the prestigious Dubai Junior Open Tournament, and maybe he was happy to be in Dubai. Could be the chairman have never been in Dubai. So Muigwa, let golf take you to other continents, not only Asia. let it take you to the entire world. Joyce Wajiro, a real hustler and a dedicated young mother with a passion for golf. She is undoubtedly Kenya's best female golfer. As a captain of the Kenya ladies team, she leads by example and works closely with our local pro to nurture young talents and train junior golfers. That one you can all attest. Joyce is just doing a wonderful job. Joyce, keep it up. The incoming board kindly support Joyce in whatever she wants to do. I'm also in the board. Let's support her fully. Other Patron Cup this year during the Patron Cup, we proudly emerged as the Shield Division winners. I wish now to thank the captain who is outgoing for your passion and ensuring that the team come. The incoming captain, whom I will name maybe later, should actually now fit into your shoes and now take Kiambu to the next level of the main trophy, because that is the next level. Other notable players who made the club shine in 2024 are Evans Gene, Michael Gene, Peter Waiharo, Steve Kiaro, among others. We appreciate you. Makofi kwa wao. At this juncture, members, I would like us to remain studying to remember our departed souls. With heavy hearts, we remember and honor the members of our club who departed this life during the past year, namely Gladys Adhiro, John Kuria, and Masharia Kabogo. May their soul rest in peace. Their contribution to our club will never be forgotten. We extend our heartfelt condolences to their families and loved ones and continue to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. Again, may their soul rest in peace. My appreciation remark. I wish to express my deepest appreciation to the board of members for their strategic insights and unwavering commitment to the club vision. Your teamwork has been instrumental in steering the club forward. The management and staff, thank you for your dedication and hard work in ensuring that the club day-to-day operations run smoothly. Your professionalism and hospitality have significantly enhanced the members' experience. To the membership, the 1,400 members and about 510 who are active. Your active participation, contribution, and belief in our shared goals have been the foundation of our successes this year. Your sense of community continues to inspire. To my family, thank you for being my constant pillar of strength. Your love, patience, and understanding have enabled me to give my best in this role. My parting shots. This year, we have revitalized relationships within and beyond the club, ensuring unity and progress. To those who may have doubted my leadership or felt sidelined, I extend an olive hand and invite you back to be part of this great journey and more success stories. I ask for forgiveness where I may have fallen short, knowingly or unknowingly, and encourage all of us to continue fostering the club growth and prosperity. Let us strive to make Kiambu Golf Club the benchmark of excellence and unity in the golfing community. God bless you all. God bless Kiambu Golf Club. That is my written speech. Me, incidentally, I don't do written speeches. I like getting speeches off-head because that is the best. If you allow me, members on the board, I'll just do something in just less than 2 minutes because I need to appreciate a few members who are not in this report because it was a club report. And I will ask, how do we secure discipline? This one I'm not doing without any malice to anybody. 18-hole loud is equivalent to a 7.5 kilometer walk. If you do 18-hole here, you have done 7.5 kilometer of walk. Compare the distance from the front parking to the new club entry that also issues member security and comfort while in the clubhouse. It is only 200 yards or less. And I believe a skilled golfer uses an iron net to hit the ball 200 yards. That's a skilled golfer. An average golfer like myself may use iron number 7, and I will still hit that ball. That is a 200 yard. It's a very short distance. I'm saying because a few members have complained of the distance from the parking to the new entry point. That's why I'm coming in. It is for your own safety. We cannot have entry and exit in all areas in this club. We did it as a board, and we did it in very good faith. Just walking loud. Kindly, what we need to do, the incoming chair and the board, we only need an exit and an emergency door, opening one way. Just opening one way. That one will be considered, but not having entry from all corners. We agree on that. Exit, yes, with no entry. So, as I finish on that, I would ask those good friends of mine just to drink responsibly or drink water, and they will have no problem with walking the 200 yards. That is the only consolation I can give them. Because something has been done, we cannot water down what the 2024 board did to ensure that there is security in this club. I think we are all in agreement. As I finish, allow me to read a verse. Matthew verse 18, 12 to 14. It reminds us of the value of seeking out and restoring what is lost. And it goes, if a man has 100 sheep and one goes astray, does he not leave the 99 on the hill and go in search of the one that went astray? And if he finds it, he rejoices all over it. Kindly, members, let not personal grudges and selfishness not override the unity of this club. I urge my successor chairman, my good friend, and my principal vice to go for the lost sheep and bring it back home. I will hold my successor hands firmly and in total solidarity. I will tell you, I will support you. Last but not least on that, members, as you know, we made a promise to the patrons team. We made a promise to the outgoing board members and the incoming board members. You need to board. We are heading for a retreat from tomorrow, the 12th, to the 15th. But it is a golf retreat because we will be playing golf at the Rifari, what do we call it? Great Slave Course, where there is the ladies, director, lady captain's prize for the 2 days. So as we head for the retreat, I know when we will come back a united team from Monday. So other members of the club, you are welcome, but basically all will be at your own expense. Lastly, I wish to appreciate the following persons. The Electoral Board Committee. You agree with me that they did a fantastic job in nomination. Could be there were problems in there which were teething, but I didn't want the board to do this because about 50% were contested. So I didn't want for them to look like there was a bit of partiality. We wanted some impartial people. So allow me to thank one, Kenneth Dongo Mwaura, who was the chair. Nancy Kalano, who was the secretary, and Alfred Gakere, and it now get into my mind, he's been a very good counsel of elder. He really has been coming to me to seek for professional guidance, and I've also been going to him. Makofi kwa Alfred Gakere, I know he is in the house. Number two, as you are all aware, there was a dispute for the coveted chairman's post, and it was resolved amicably by the Alternative Dispute Resolution Committee. We wish to thank this team because they only sat for 2 hours and there was white smoke. We had Mr. Joseph Kahari as the chairman, counsel, Gashiri Mwanza as the secretary, senior counsel, Wanjiru Kalume, senior lady director as a member, and Paul Joguna Gituko, a senior citizen, but who controls a lot of respect. Thank you for your arbitration, which lasted for 2 hours. And now again, at this juncture, I wish to thank Lennox Mutua for honorably resigning in advance, not to face my senior and the incoming chair, Kenneth Chege. Maybe a request I can do. If Lennox is ready to work in your board, I would humbly request that you reach to him and accommodate him. There is a team now which have done as proud. It is C&R Group Limited, headed by one Mr. Mohoga Chege. They are still tallying our votes. It's not yet, so just keep to your toes. The results are not yet out. They will be out in a short while, maybe after 1 hour, which I will actually announce. So we wish to thank this team. It's a professional team. So Mr. Mohoga, because you can hear me and your team, you've managed the elections with transparency and ease. I know there are problems here and there in the morning, but those are called isolated areas of problem. Again, in this, let me thank one of my board members, Joan Waruige. She was here from 7 to ensure that the election was seamless. Thank you, Joan. Keep it up. There is one, Dan Keo, is a member here and a service provider. He's called Dan Photos. He's the one who is doing the live streaming, and he's doing timely updates. Thank you, Dan. We wish you, your team the best. May your company grow to see the other level. Last and not the least is our manager and your team. You've been there. I know you are paying your salary, but whatever you are doing is beyond what we are paying you. So kindly get my appreciation and my board for actually also seeing this AGM is coming, it's a flotation. Finally, as the saying goes, Rome was not built in a day. The incoming chair continue with Rome. Could be Moses. I'll be handing over the mantle to you in a short while. You are Joshua. Take us now to Canaan. Take us to the next level. Let's have more improvement in this club. You cannot afford to go back to what we've done. What I can see from you is more improvement. And I know he's going to do it. Makofi kwa yeye pia. May peace prevail now and in the future. May God bless you, Kiambu Golf Club. Iendelee miaka mingi ijayo. God bless you all. I'll be here to support if I am so required to do it, although I'm in the board. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman, for that report. And probably, if I may add one thing, Chairman, when you mentioned that there is going to be a retreat, I saw several members at the plenary sitting upright. I think they thought that you are going to pick based on those that you could see. But when you mentioned that the event was meant for your directors and the incoming directors, specifically Mr. Mudhui and Solomon just sat back and continued listening. One more point, maybe on behalf of the chairman, that I think the chairman might have forgotten. And since he told me this area, I would like on his behalf and on behalf of the board to unreservedly apologize to the club vice captain, Mr. Victor Kuria. Probably some may be wondering where is the vice captain at the high table when all directors are seated. The chairman sent his sincere apologies. I think Mr. Mudhua may be crucified later because he did our annual report booklet and left out one of the board members who has played a key role in supporting this board. So wherever Vice Captain Victor is, kindly take these as a sincere apology from the board. Nothing was intentional, and if there is anything that can be done to remedy the situation, the chairman and his board will be more than happy to make it right. So, honorable members, now that the chairman has tabled, discussed, and shared his chairman's report, it is our responsibility to receive and adopt that report. And I will kindly request any member to propose and another member to second the chairman's report so that we can adopt it before we call in our honorary treasurer to present his treasurer's report. I'm seeking for a proposer.
I'm here. M164, Peter K. Batia.
Manager, have you captured that? Can you repeat that?
M164, Peter K. Batia.
Mr. Batia has proposed adopting the chairman's report. A seconder?
Seconded by Pius Moria, member W073.
You got that? Senior Chairman Moria. Seconding that. Thank you so much, members, for your willingness and openness to adopt the chairman's report. So now it's my honor and privilege to request the club honorary treasurer, Mr. Leonard Mwangi, to come and submit to you members the treasurer's report as shared earlier. Bwana Mwangi.
All protocols observed. Good evening, Kiambu Golf members. It is my honor to present Kiambu Club financial statement. The treasurer report refers to Kiambu Golf Club financial statement for the year ending 30th September. For the year ending 30th September 2024. These financial statements have been prepared by the club and audited by the club appointed auditors, JM and associate, as outlined in the financial statement report. And it is my pleasure to read to you the Kiambu Club Limited annual report and a financial statement for the year ended 30th September 2024. Number 13, you will see the table of contents, and I'll start by the company information. Number 14, you see company information. You have director listed starting from the chairman all the way. I will not read their names. We have the registered office of the club as stated there. Our principal bankers, Cooperative Bank of Kenya, and our independent auditors, JM Associate, LLP. Membership analysis. You can see we have categorization of single, family, reciprocating, below 35 years, corporate, life members, and country members, giving a total of 916 members as at 30th September 2024. I would want you to take note that we have a big figure of inactive members, 6 or 7, giving us a balance of only 361 as active members. That is as that, and you realize that we had an exercise to encourage those who have not been patronizing, giving them discounts to come back, and we have made considerable gains by making sure that people who were not previously there have paid up. Number 15, I'll read the director's report. The directors submit their report together with the audited financial statement for the year ended 30th September 2024, which disclose the state of affairs of the company. Directorate. The directors who held office during the year and to the date of this report are set out in page 1. Principal activities. The principal activity of the company is provision of sporting activities and social facilities to facilitate social interaction among club members. Business review. Revenue for the year increased by 26%. That is to 50,814,555 and that is 2024, and 2023 it went up from 40,244,701. The company made profit before income tax of 513 compared to a loss of 2,887,001 shilling. Results: the net profit for the year, that is after taxation, we had a tax gain of, we went up to 11,722,552 that has been added to accumulated funds. Disclosures to the auditor. The directors confirmed that with respect to each director at the time of approval of this report, there was, as far as each director is aware, no relevant audit information of which the company auditor is unaware, and each director has taken all steps that ought to have been taken as a director so as to be aware of any relevant audit information and to establish that the company auditor is aware of that information. Terms of appointment of auditors. J.M. Associate LLP were appointed during the year and expressed their willingness to continue in office in accordance with the Company Affairs and Article of Association and Section 719 of the Companies Act 2015. The directors monitor the effectiveness, objectivity, and independence of the auditor. The directors also approve annual audit engagement contract, which sets out the terms of auditor's appointment and related fees. This is by order of the board signed by the chairman. I'll now read the statement of directors' responsibility. The Kenya Companies Act 2015 requires that the directors prepare financial statements for each financial year that give true and fair view of the financial position of the company as at the end of the financial year and of its profit and loss for that year. It also requires the directors to ensure the company keeps proper accounting records that A, show and explain the transaction of the company, B, disclose with reasonable accuracy the financial position of the company, and C, enable the directors to ensure that every financial statement required to be prepared complies with the requirements of the Companies Act 2015. The directors accept the responsibility for the preparation and presentation of these financial statements in accordance with international financial reporting standards and in a manner required by the Kenya Companies Act 2015. They also accept responsibility for 1, designing, implementing, and maintaining such internal controls as they determine necessary to enable preparation of financial statements that are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. 2, selecting suitable accounting policies and applying them consistently, and 3, making accounting estimates and judgments that are reasonable in the circumstances. Having made an assessment of the company's ability to continue as a going concern, the directors are not aware of any material uncertainties related to events or conditions that may cast doubt upon the company's ability to continue as a going concern. The directors acknowledge the independent audit of financial statements. The directors acknowledge that the independent audit of the financial statement does not relieve them of their responsibility. Approved by the board on 22nd November 2024 and signed on behalf by the chairman and the treasurer.
Thank you so much, Honorary Treasurer. And now, honorable members, it is your duty, as provided for in our constitution to receive, consider, if deemed fit, the audited financial statements for the year ended 30th September 2023, together with the report therein of the directors and auditors. And in that regard, I'll request from among the membership a proposer and a seconder for the books of account as presented by the club honorary treasurer.
Thank you. Me, I don't see well at night. I want to run away. But there is something I request the new board. Extension of lease must be the first priority. Please. Extension of lease. This club belongs to all of our children. And something else, Mr. Chairman, do we have a fire exit in this club? We don't. Please, I'm a qualified fireman, so I know it. I request, please, take care.
Thank you so much, senior member. Have you proposed or seconded the?
Thank you, our honorary secretary. I'm not sure whether we should be adopting the accounts. Is the auditor going to read his? So why are we doing it halfway? I thought we should receive the whole thing.
Thank you so much for that. Our next item is to appoint, and I'll ask the honorary treasurer to read us on this, to appoint the auditors of the club and authorize the board to fix their remuneration.
I think, the Secretary, you need to invite the appointed auditors to come and read their report and present the financial statements as they have audited.
Every day is a running day. Sorry for that. I stand guided. So, Chairman, allow me to invite the appointed auditors, JM, JM Associates, duly appointed auditors of Kiambu Club Limited, to come and present the audited accounts for the year 2023-2024 to the membership.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, the Board of Directors of Kiambu Golf Club, and the membership of the Kiambu Golf Club for according us the privilege to have audited the financial statements for Kiambu Golf Club for the year ended 30th of September 2024. Our mandate is normally to give an opinion, and from what the treasurer has read, the board And the directors are required to prepare the financials, and we are supposed to come in and have a look at them and give an opinion if they've actually been prepared according to the international financial standards, and if they actually are reflective of a true and fair position of where the company is. But before I go to that, which is our report, which is on page 4, 5 and 6, I'll want to just highlight on the performance and also the status of the company as out of 30th of September 2024. I'll not go into so much of a detail, but what I'll do, I'll just direct the members and the board to page number 7, where basically we have the financial performance for the company for the year ended 30th of September 2024, where we have the revenues, which were totaling to 50.8 million, and we had expenses which were totaling to 50.3 million, which is basically an addition of the administrative expenses and the other operating expenses. All this has been supported through the various notes, and I think I can guide the members to quickly check from pages 29, 30, and 31. No, actually page 29 and 30, you'll actually be able to see the detail of the items that are on page 20. So you'll be able to see the details of the revenues, other incomes, the administrative expenses that were incurred during that year, and in various categories, administrative, employment, clubhouse expenses, and other operating expenses. This is what has led to that number, the loss, the profit, which of course is an improvement from what was there in the previous year of a loss of 2.8 million to now this year. From an operating perspective, we have a gain of about 513. So basically the club barely broke even from an operational perspective. From a tax perspective, there were tax credits that were there in the previous year, which had not been recognized, and this is what we've actually brought forward to the year 2024, and that's why you are seeing there is a tax credit of about 7 million, and all this has actually been pushed in to the retained earnings, into the statement of changes in equity, basically, which is the accumulated funds for the company. The next item is on page number 21, which is basically a statement of financial position, which basically indicates how healthy the company is in terms of what assets are you holding and what liabilities you're basically holding. And as you can see, our total assets amount to about 810 million from 796 million. And the biggest chunk of that is actually the property and equipment. And within that, the bigger percentage is actually the cost, the land that you actually hold, where the main activity, which is golfing activities, takes place. And with that, of course, it is supported by the capital fund, which, if you look at on the liability side, you'll find that your capital fund takes care of a majority of that, which stands at about 756,814,000. So in essence, our assets and the liabilities are actually at that 810 million. The next item is a statement of changes in equity, which is basically defines the various accounts, which is the designated funds. Designated funds mainly for purposes of a club are those funds that are collected for very special purposes, like what you are doing at the clubhouse. Then you have the capital funds, which is basically your capital account, the assets that the fund that actually holds the asset, which is basically the land and property, and also the accumulated losses or gains that have been done over the years. So that again also, you're able to see, I think, the accumulation of that to the end of the year 2024, 30th, we have 791,216 as our accumulated fund for up to that particular period. The next statement, which basically is required, is on page number 23, which is basically the statement of cash flows. And what the statement of cash flows does is actually just to analyze where the funds are being spent. A majority of the funds will be spent on the operating activities of the entity, which is basically on the first line. The next one is actually on financing activities, so basically the levy contributions that have been done by the members. And the last one is investment, which is basically where those funds have actually gone in terms of investment. So majorly your funds spent for operations and a good chunk also on investments. And considering there was a significant amount that was being collected from members for the designated fund, then of course if you look at the 2 years, 2023 and 2024, the improvements that have been there are mainly to the clubhouse. Then of course at the end of the year, the cash balances were at about 4.9 million, up from 3.5 million that was there at the end of the year 2023. So those statements, those three statements basically are the ones that ensure that we form an opinion on. And if you look at the next pages from 24, basically those are financial notes, the financial statements, the basis of some of the assumptions, some of the numbers that you can see, what has been the basis of those numbers, all the way to page number all the way to page number 36. Page number 36, I want to, 35, I want to just point one critical matter, which is note number 17. If you look at page number 35, and I think the chair has highlighted on that. The accounts have been prepared on a going concern. So meaning that in the next 1 year, we expect the club will still be in existence. But of course, there is a significant risk that you continue to hold by the non-renewal of the lease of your main asset, which is the land. So of course, by us not having a confirmation of that lease, we expected to make sure that we disclose that in the financial statements and put that as an emphasis of matter, that is an item that needs to be dealt with in the next short period to make sure that the club now, of course, continues to move on and continues to provide the facilities and continues to provide the mandate in which it is required to. So, of course, that particular note needs to be there, and I believe the board is capable and they are key in actually ensuring they are able to ensure that that lease is actually renewed. So I'll go back to page number 17, where we have our opinion. And basically what the international standards require us to do is to come and audit the accounts as have been prepared by the directors, and of course to ascertain if they're actually true and they represent the true position as at that particular period, and that they are fairly stated. And fairly stated, of course, means that there are no material errors that actually might end up misleading the general user of these financial statements if they were to read them. So the basis of our opinion, and I'll read verbatim, we conducted our audit in accordance with the international standards. on auditing, which is basically in short is ISAs, and our responsibility and under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statements section in our report. You'll be able to see that in page number 18. We are independent of the company in accordance with the international ethics standards, board for accountants, international and also international code of ethics for professional accountants, including international independence standards. So we are required to actually make sure that we disclose that we are independent of the board and also we are independent of the membership. In the event that we are also part and parcel of the membership, then again also we are supposed to make sure we have those disclosures done. We, so of course, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit of the financial statements in Kenya. Kenya is a member of the international body on accountancy, and we, of course, we are guided by that through ISPAC, and of course, we are required to actually make those disclosures. We have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance to the IESBA code. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. So apart from the emphasis of a matter that we have actually disclosed as page number 17, where we bring the members to the attention that despite the fact that we have prepared these accounts or we have presented these accounts on a going concern, of course, there's a significant matter that need to be dealt with. And we believe from what the directors have given us that this next short term. So, of course, from where we sit, our management letter to the management, and of course they are responding to the issues, some of the matters that of improvements that we provided to them, and we believe by the time we are coming back, we shall be able to have actually seen some significant improvements around that. So of course the other issues are actually about other information, which I think the finance director, the treasurer has been able to indicate where the directors are responsible for any other information that is contained in the annual report. And of course, we have the responsibilities of the directors in page number 18, where we say they are required to maintain and keep the books of accounts, and to an extent where they provide a true position of the company. And of course, below there also we have highlighted the auditor's responsibilities, where we are required to obtain reasonable assurance, obtain about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from any material misstatements, and whether due to fraud or whether material misstatement as a result of either fraud or error. And of course, to issue an auditor's report that includes an opinion. So reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but is not a guarantee that the audit conducted in accordance with will always detect a material misstatement if it exists. So there are certain tests that did further. For example, if you are to do a forensic audit and all that, which is not part and parcel of the mandate of a statutory audit. Misstatements can arise from fraud or error and are considered material if individually or in aggregate they could reasonably be expected to influence the economic decisions of the users, who are the members, taken on the basis of these financial statements. As part of the audit of the audit in accordance to the ISAs, we exercise professional judgment and maintain professional skepticism throughout the audit. So we also, of course, identify assess the risks. We also obtain an understanding of the internal control relevant to our audit. We also evaluate the appropriateness of the accounting policies, and we also conclude on the appropriateness of the presentation of the accounts and the use of a going concern. So I think, I'd actually mentioned this. We have communicated to the directors regarding, among other matters, the planned scope, the planned scope of the audit, and of course, we have also any issues that we found that are relevant to management. We have also, and of control, we have also communicated to the management and also the directors through our management letter report. So as far as our mandate is concerned, I will end it there. We signed these accounts on the 22nd. And I think the undersigning person there, who is John Mwangi, practicing number 2092, is myself. And without further ado, I'll want to hand over the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, JM Associates, for presenting the audited books of account. And as per our Constitution, Article 28, the board is required to keep the books of account within our registered offices. And once
number is K303, Elijah Wainaina, and I second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wainaina. Our next item on the agenda is to appoint auditors of the club and authorize the board to fix their remuneration. Sorry. Okay. So kindly go ahead if there's any comment, opinion that needs to be brought forward from the presentation of the books of account.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Stanley Wainaina, member number W132. And I wish to bring the attention of the members to 3 items. Page number 29. Note 4 and note 6. Note 4 and note 6. I have observed that the last item on note number 4 is minimum spending surcharge of 7,211,705. And the same is indicated as an expense. Item number 4 is a revenue, and item number 6 is an expense as doubtful debt expenses of a similar amount. So I have a question. My understanding is that the minimum spending surcharge is an anticipated revenue based on those people or those members, honorable members, who have not been attending the club, and therefore we anticipate them to pay that amount. That is my understanding. And on note number 6, it means that that doubtful expense has been written off as an expense, and therefore my question is whether all the anticipated revenue during that year, there was no one who paid that amount. That is my question. Page number 30. Page number 30. Clubhouse expenses, note number 8. We have An item, the fourth item, I believe, indicated as member subscription, 781,750, which, as noted, was not in the previous year. So I would like to clarify it on what that item is as an expense. As well, above that, we have the clubhouse cleaning of 3,079,987. That is my third question and my third comment, or rather clarification that I need. That the clubhouse cleaning of 3,079,987. I would want an insight on what that is, because in my understanding, the bulk of the club cleaning would go to salaries, and therefore the other items, maybe cleaning items and all that other, I find that figure a little bit on the higher side. Thank you very much for listening. Stanley Wainaina, member number W132.
Any other question? Yeah. Yes, Solomon, go ahead, please. Then we come to Jenga Bogwa.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just, my name's Solomon Mogwe, member number M284. Just a little bit of observations. I'll probably ask the auditor to clarify. In the report, page 2, I'm unable to reconcile the net profit of 11.72 million reported by the board to the profit and loss, page 7, which reads as 7.5 million shillings. Maybe somebody needs to clarify that. Then note number 6 that Engineer Murray Wainaina has referred to. Note number 6 is on page 16. No, is it page 29? There is an item in admin expenses that says admin expenses of 3.194 million shillings with no comparative number for the previous year. Maybe a small note would have clarified what that item is. He's also referred to the issue of bad debts. I see it's been written off the debts in receivables. Maybe the board can also clarify on that. It's actually been written off, the debts. Although he's also pointed out that it's also part of the minimum spend. Then in the statement of financial position, which is page 8, no, page 20, you know there are two numbers here, 8 and 21. But anyway, number 21. There is corporate tax payable. It refers to note number 11. Mr. Auditor, that number should have been note number 10, actually. So that's just a correction. But my main question is on the deferred tax credit. That deferred tax credit of 7-point-something million that is covered in note 10. The reason for that credit says tax effect of expenses not allowable for tax. Expenses not allowable for tax. If an expense is not allowable for tax, it would not be reducing your expenses. It would be increasing your expenses. So please do clarify on that, and I'll be a happy boy. Thank you.
Give the mic to Senior Captain Jenga Bogwa, please.
So
Thank you. My name is Jenga Mbugwa, member number M297. I have a few comments first and a few questions. The first one is, if you go to page, so let me start with the chairman's report, if you allow me. The question around the entrance of the club, I think is well within the master plan, which is approved by members. So you did mention about a bit of maybe discomfort on the new entrance. I want to draw the membership's attention to the fact that the master plan of the club, which was approved in 2020, actually reflects that the entrance of the club should be on that side. It's very clear on the master plan approved in 2020 by the membership of the club. Coming back to the financial statements, the first place for me is the demographics, and I want to draw the membership attention to, I think I'm looking for the page 14. Unfortunately, the footer has 2 page numbers, so it reads 1, and below it is 14. So if you look at the demographics of the club, and because we're looking for vibrancy and patronage, if you look at the age group between 35 and below, we only have 7 members.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
All right, I think we're back. Thank you. So on page 14, on the demographics, and this is just a point of attention to the incoming board to look at the demographics of the club, because we need to really address the issue of young people joining the club and patronizing the club, for the club to continue to be vibrant and, of course, increase patronage. My second issue is for the auditors. If you look at a number of the pages, notes, which start on page 29, if you look at, for example, note number 6, there are quite a number of items which have no comparatives. So doubtful debt expenses, 7.2 million has no comparative, all those numbers. So I'm wondering, are we saying that there were no similar items in the previous year? Or what are we saying? I would have expected that the previous year numbers should have been restated to reflect comparatives for each line item, for the benefit of the members to be able to understand and compare and make conclusions on those numbers. So giving the members just one number for the current year without a comparative is not good information. So I think for the future we need to make sure we have comparatives, so that the information is valuable for members' benefit. Then the last item for me is on page 36. Page 36, Appendix 2. It's laying down the breakdown of the bar gross profit. So you have bar sales, 2023, 25.9 million versus 2024, 30.3 million. My concern is the gross profit. Our gross profit has been, and I think there has been price increases year on year. The gross profit is between 30 and 40%, and that's a fact. And because numbers don't lie, if we sold 30 million shillings worth of bar net sales, I would expect that the gross profit will be minimum 30%. If you do the maths, that will give you 9 million shillings. So why do we have 1.2 million? The maths are not mathing up, so we need an explanation. Thank you.
Thank you, Senior Captain. Yeah, probably we can have 2 more questions, then we proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. Member number K303. Before I go to the queries that I have, which I had already written to the office, as requested by the Honorary Secretary, I see a bit of a contradiction. If you go to page 16, that is the statement of the director's responsibilities. On the going concern, if you read what the directors say about the going concern, and the matter of emphasis in the auditor's report, there is a bit of contradiction in that the directors are very, very clear that there are no issues on the going concern, yet the chairman made it very, very clear on what is being done to get the lease renewed. The other queries or concerns that I have, if you go to page 4, if you go to note 4, there was income from KGU, affiliation fee, and minimum spending surcharge. That was 5.5 million in total. How much was this in the prior year? It is very important to get the comparative figures. The next one, if you go to page 23, the bar sales dropped. The beverage cost as a percentage of sales was actually 97% compared to 92% in the previous period. As mentioned by one of the members, the sales may look good, but the profitability was low. The other one is included in note number 8. Clubhouse expenses. And my question here is catering levy 626,225 part of the gross sales? According to the Hotels and the Restaurant Act, Chapter 494, the levy is 2% of food and beverage sales. Would you kindly confirm if the levy is included in sales on Appendix 2 and 3 on page 36, because it has been reported in the account as an expense? If you go to note number 12, page 31, there hasn't been movement in Equity and Family Bank's accounts for the last 2 years. Are these accounts, bank accounts, in existence? Are reconciliations done? If yes, were there banned charges? And again, as a member, I'm asking myself, do we require the two accounts that have been dormant for 2 years? The other one is, why are we tying, if you go to the cash equivalent, we have been tying 200,000. We have been tying 200,000 in the M-Pesa, a facility that is not used. I remember the same question being asked 3 years ago, because we still had the same amount. On the same item, why are we holding 50,000 as bar float, yet the operation is purely non-cash? Again, if you go back to the previous account, this amount has been there. If you go to note 10, has the club, I'm asking, looking at generated a tax compliance certificate? If yes, I would like to see a copy. You go to note 14, included at the trade and other payables is a bank overdraft of 49,975. Actually, this is in both 2023 and 2024. Which bank is this? And is this a working capital facility? You go to note 15 at the page, on page 33, the carrying amount as that year, September 2024, auditor, there's a correction that needs to be made, should actually read 2023. Note number 15 again, there's a fixed asset called the car wash. This has not been depreciated for the last 2 years. Again, if we can get an explanation. You go to note number 15. My question when I look at the huge asset which as members we are proud of, I'm asking myself, have the leasehold land and buildings ever been valued by a professional valuer? And if yes, could we have a note appended down there? Last and not least, the notes to the financial statements should actually, that is on page 24, they should actually read accounting policies. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all those questions. Without particularly seeming like to cast aspersions or to raise any doubts into the credibility of the questions, probably we can become better in subsequent years if, after receiving the audited accounts, members could submit to the Honorary Treasurer any query so that they can get adequate response in a timely manner. Having said that, I will now request the Honorary Treasurer, probably with the help of his auditors, if need be, to respond to those questions, and any other member of the board from the Finance Committee who would like to support the Honorary Treasurer in responding to the members' questions. Honorary Treasurer.
Thank you, members. I've noted the various concerns that you've raised, and some of them requires ample time to go look and write back and explain to you, because we have the answers. But I might be in a position to just mention something that appears in clubhouse expenses that refers to membership subscription of 781,750. I think the narration is what was not complete. It is membership subscription commissions. This relates that to the drive that we had. You remember last year? Last year we have membership drives, and we were paying commission for the members who were able to bring new members, and that continued until now, better part of this year. So that is not membership subs per se. They appear there, but the narration is what has not guided members properly. This will be corrected. On those members, what I would request members to do, anybody who has raised a point of concern, we'll be glad as a board to answer and tackle those within the shortest time and give answers regarding those. Otherwise, we may not be in a position to give you correct positions, and especially on the issue of taxation. I don't know whether the auditor, you have anything to say or explain, but we will surely get back and give you right answers on the questions raised.
Thank you, Treasurer and members. As the Treasurer said, without indulging more into what he said, detailed responses will be submitted through the appropriate or necessary communication channels, responding to each and every question that has been raised. In the event that those answers do not suffice, then we shall clearly hold him to account. That said, sorry, yeah.
Probably what I would want to clarify, some of the issues that, a majority of the issues that have been raised are ordinarily issues that will be answered through a management letter. And I was actually going through the management letter document. Sorry, I was going through the management letter document, and I'm seeing like some of those issues actually, I was even telling my colleague, they're actually following almost each other in the same format in which we had actually requested them to be answered. And I think as rightfully, as the Treasurer has mentioned, those queries can be answered through a management letter, and they can actually be submitted to the members once they have actually been answered. So I think I will beg to request that we give them an opportunity to actually answer them. Actually, I think there was a response that some of the responses were actually being sent today in the morning. So of course, we've not had enough time to actually look at them. Anything that requires, again also as we said, there are issues that are of a material in nature, and there are those issues that probably might not change significantly the presentation of on the opinion of the numbers. I think considering that we have just started this process, we have talked to, and some of the, I think the matters, especially the issues that are transiting from 2023 to 2024, we realized there was some significant difficulty in identifying the 2023 numbers and what was constituting those numbers. That's why you'll find in some of the places there are instances where we could not actually get what was the breakdown of those numbers at 2023. And one of the, I think the major issue was that the management has been transiting. They have been changing the system for the better part of 2023, 2024. They have been moving a lot of data. So what we realize is that by us trying to probe or trying to reconstruct what was happening in 2023, we will not have been able to actually submit this report in good time. But I'm happy that most of those notes have actually been noted, and I think management is actually well aware of them. And we've actually been able, and I'm hoping that we can actually tackle with them and give the members a comprehensive response on the same. Thank you.
Thank you so much, JM Associates. The next item on the agenda is to appoint auditors of the club and authorize the board to fix their remuneration. And if you allow me to read the auditor's statement on page 15, terms of appointment of auditors. JM Associate LLP were appointed during the year and have expressed their willingness to continue in office in accordance with the Company Articles of Association and Section 719 of the Companies Act 2015. The directors monitor the effectiveness, objectivity, and independence of the auditor. The directors also approve the annual audit engagement contract, which sets out the terms of the auditor's appointment and the related fees. Honorable members, the board wishes to inform you that within this first sitting for the new board, and after reviewing all the issues that have been raised on the floor, and any other issue that might arise from the management letter, they will be in a position to review the terms of the auditor.
Sorry, Bwana Treasurer. Is it in order to move that motion when the auditor is in the house? I thought that motion should be moved when the auditor is not present.
That is in order. That is correct. JM Associate, kindly take your leave, and thank you so much for your time. Your good work is appreciated. Members, sorry for the head up. As I was saying, the board 2024-2025 commenced to make this a priority in its first sitting after reviewing the performance of the current auditor, looking at the dynamics within the financial industry, the scope of work, and any emerging issues that might have been raised on the floor, plus any that has come out of the management letter, will address those matters, give appropriate feedback, and give the general membership the position in terms of engaging the current auditors as per their willingness to continue serving the club and fix their remuneration. In that regard, I wish to allow the membership or to seek the membership to propose and second that responsibility for the board to go ahead and review and fix and engage the auditors as per the powers vested to them by the Constitution. Honorable members.
I would like to propose, but my name is Dr. Gishira, member number G132. I propose that we reappoint the auditors. Full stop. Those are the details, are management processes. We as members, our responsibility is to reappoint the auditors and authorize the board to fix their remuneration. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gishira. Can we have a seconder, members? A seconder? To appoint the auditors for the year 2024-2025. Senior Captain Jengabogua seconds the motion.
I second, yes.
And now, members, there is no business that can be transacted within the club or Kiambu Club Limited unless the financial budgets are approved by yourselves. So I'll request the Honorary Treasurer to present the budget for 2024-2025 for your approval, as the case may be.
We are allowed to read from the vacancy. Sorry, forgive me, it's a bit dark there. I draw your attention to page 37. We seek the approval of the membership for the financial year that started October to 30th September, and our expected sources of revenue are as outlined in the revenue streams throughout the year. Our expenditure is also listed below, together with other expenses. And we seek your approval for the company, for the club to operate within those parameters and stick to those revenue and cost lines. It is as explained. I will not go into details, but you will find it in page 37 and 38.
Thank you, Honorary Treasurer. And with your permission, members, I'll open the floor for any input, opinion, or suggestion as to in regards to the budgets as presented by the club Honorary Treasurer before we adopt them. So the floor is open, honorable members. Yes, Kano, please. Give the mic.
Thank you. I'm Kano Kigodo, member number K266. The first question I would like clarified is the very first item. You have membership subscription and levy from 12,560,000 to 16,600. It's not clear in my mind how that figure has risen that high. Thank you.
I also have a question. In provision for bad debts, the budget for 2023-2024 was 1 million. The budget for 2024-2025 is 6 million. Don't you think 6 million is on the higher side compared to the 1 million for 2023-2024?
Sorry? Engineer, you had a question? Any other question before we get the response?
Yes, Secretary, I have a question. Am I allowed?
Yes.
Yeah, on the budget. Just like we had notes for the financial statement. I understand that good practice for preparation of budgets is you must also prepare notes for any material inclusion in a budget, so that the questions which are being asked here, like the from 12 to 16 million, there will be an explanation as to how that has come around. And that one actually helps, even for members to know exactly what are we financing during the forthcoming year.
Thank you, Mr. Akere, for that. All right, Treasurer, do you want to respond?
I didn't get your question, Major Kano Kekodo. Could you kindly?
Let me repeat it on his behalf. My name is Solomon Mogwe.
Yeah.
It's connected to the question that Mr. Akere has asked.
Yeah.
If there were budget assumptions or notes, we wouldn't ask too many questions.
Yeah.
But back to his question, how do we move membership subscriptions and levy, the very first line, from 12.5 million budget 2023-24 to 16.8 million shillings?
Okay.
That was his question.
Okay, I
Thank
get you. Now, you remember last year we used to charge on quarterly basis, and we were charging 2.5 per month. It translated to 7.5 per quarter. Within this financial year, the board decided to be charging to increase per month by 1,000. And monthly, of course, per quarter, the figure went up by 3,000. So that, and also, we also had an increase in membership from the activities that we had within the year. So the figure of expected increase in subs takes into account that change. On the issue with notes, we take responsibility. I believe this will be accompanied with substantive notes so that we minimize questions at the AGM. But we take responsibility that we missed. But the notes are there also in our response, together with the other colleagues that have come. We will endeavor to ensure that all those notes are included. And Mr. Masharia, you had asked about, previously we never, what has been happening is that we have had been having a register. If you looked at the membership, we had an active membership, inactive membership of around 600. And when we put up a drive to ensure that we encourage members, those that were dormant, we had classifications of those that had debts of 35 and below, 35 to 50, 50 to 100, all those, we had incentives that we said, if with this, by the end of December, doesn't work, then we will make a provision that there are people who obviously, if they owe a figure of 150 to and above, probably they may never come back. So there's no need of maintaining these people in our register expecting that one day they will come and pay, or in actual sense, reality dictates that they may never turn up. So we decided as a board that we are going to make a provision. So once we struck off these members, then we remove the expectation to get revenue from then, and we write off, which we previously didn't have. I don't know whether that helps.
Thank you so much, Treasurer, for the response. We are progressing well, and we are almost coming to the tail end of the AGM. But again, the presented budgets, the utilization of those provisions cannot be made by the board unless you members approve it. So again, allow me to request for a proposal and a seconder for those budgets so that the board of 2024-2025 can get the authority to spend your finances as required by our constitution. Yes, please. Peter.
Member number K303, I am proposing with the recommendation that as we have observed from the current board, trying to improve a lot on the governance structures of the club, could we consider maybe an audit at the risk committee that will assist even the honorary treasurer in this kind of budgets, look at even the accounts before they go to the auditor. They help to reduce this kind of questions. That would really help, and that goes along with good governance. I propose.
Thank you very much for those wise, or for that wise opinion. Could we have a seconder? Yes, Madam Rahab.
My name is Rahab Muhaki Karoki, and I second with the consideration the proposer has put forward.
Your membership number?
K018.
Thank you so much for that. So the board, 2024-25, your work is cut out in terms of utilization subject to the recommendations, and we proceed to the next on the budget. The next item, sorry, on the budget is adoption of motions tabled for your consideration. And honorable members, I would like to inform you that we've received 2 motions that seeks your approval. Before that seeks your engagement with them to see if they can fit into enhancing our club vibrancy and with your permission, I'll read those motions. The first motion, which seeks to address or review our Constitution Article 9, and Article 9 I'll read it before inviting the mover of the motion the floor to canvass. Article 9 of the Constitution, of our club Constitution, talks of entrance fee and subscriptions. The proposal of this motion is member number G070, Mr. Ev Kishomo, and the seconder is member number G116, Mr. Alvin Gakere. And the article that they wish to address reads, Sabbatical A, the first entrance fee and subscription shall be as prescribed by this article. The director shall have powers to vary the rates of subscription or entrance fee and create categories of membership and fix their rates of subscription or entrance fees, and create categories of membership and fix their rates of subscription and entrance fee. The motion, or the notice of motion, and I'll read. Honorary Secretary, Kiambu Golf Club, Kiambu, dear sir. Reference, notice of a motion for inclusion in the agenda for the 2024 KGC Annual General Meeting. A motion for the dissolution to reinstate and preserve the authority of the members to approve any proposal for increase of annual subscription fees and imposition of levies only at an AGM or EGM. Poor members, with your permission at this point, I would like to invite Mr. Alvin Kakere, the seconder, to say a word or two. Mr. Kakere.
Honorable Chairman, honorable members, first of all, I think there is a procedural hitch, because even as we talk, the proposer of the motion, Mr. Geshomo, cannot be able to propose the motion because the only channel provided for this meeting is through YouTube. The assumption was that perhaps the forum that would have been given was either a virtual meeting or the AGM through a Zoom link or Teams. So to that extent, I want to seek guidance first before I can give any recommendation. How do we deal with the issue of the proposal? Because this motion is arising because there was a resolution passed by the members of this club, I believe about 2 years or 3 years, where that was resolved. But that resolution is nowhere in the records. So before I proceed, let's first of all resolve the issue of how does the proposer, who cannot be able to propose, and it is a requirement that there be a proposer and a seconder, then we see how to proceed after that. Then maybe I can give my input as to how we resolve the issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Alvin. I'll go to the second motion that needs to address our club constitution, Article 15. I'll read the amended Article 15 as it is, and subsequently I'll read the motion that has been presented for your review. So Article 15 reads, with effect from 7 December 2023, we, the members of the above-mentioned company, we would like to add on the Article 15 on members eligible as directors from Only fully paid members and really full members shall be entitled to be elected as officers or directors of the company, and only full members and really full member shall vote at any at any general meeting of the company, and shall be entitled to claim any share of the asset of the company upon its dissolution. In all other respects, every member shall be entitled, subject to any bylaws for the time being in force, made by the directors of the company as hereunder provided, to all the rights and be subject to all the duties of a member of the company. 2, only full members and really full members shall be eligible to be elected as directors of the company, provided that they have been full members of good standing continuously for 5 years. And only full members and really full members shall vote at any general meeting of the company and shall be entitled to claim any share of the asset of the company upon its dissolution. In all other aspects, respects, every member shall be entitled, subject to any bylaw for the time being in force, made by the directors of the company as hereunder provided, to all the rights and be subject to all the duties of a member of the company. This was submitted to the registrar. The motion that has been presented and which seeks to review that article is, and I will read, through the chairman, Kiambu Golf Club, PO Box 139, 00900, Kiambu, dear sir. Motion to reduce the eligibility of members to vie for club position from 5 years to 3 years. Take notice that the undersigned, Johnson Karaoke, will move the following motion at the ordinary general meeting of Kiambu Golf Club, the club, to be held physically and virtually on Wednesday, December 11, 2024 at 1600 hours at the Kiambu Golf Club. 1, that this motion be considered and voted on in consideration of the club memorandum and articles of association and the Companies Act Cap 486, Laws of Kenya, and that eligibility criteria of members of the club for the position of directors be reduced from 5 years to 3 years of membership. The motion be based on the following grounds: that the club has in the last 5 years admitted a lot of new members who, by the dint of the 5 years minimum requirement, do not qualify to vie for the position of director. 2, that the number of members who qualify for the leadership positions is not a true representation of the entire membership of the club. And 3, that the 3 years are sufficient to judge a candidate and therefore not prejudicial to the club. Dated at Kiambu, this 11th day of December 2024. Johnson Karaoke, signed, membership number K521. So with your permission, members, I would like to request the proposer of this motion, Mr. Johnson Karaoke, to present or to move your motion. Mr. Karaoke.
All right. Through the chair, thank you for this opportunity. I would like to first associate myself with the comments of the mover of the previous motion, or seconder for that matter. As much as I'm the one who has brought the motion, and I own it, it has been informed by comments and needs of various members who are following through the online platform. Before we have addressed his issue, which is also going to address mine, I feel like moving the motion would not be the best thing to do at the moment before we know what exactly is going to happen, especially on the voting, because my members are saying, as much as they are following, it's on a YouTube platform and they have not been communicated to as to how they are supposed to vote if the motion is placed on the table. Thanks.
Thank you, Johnson Karaoke. For clarity, kindly, are you moving the motion? Are you withdrawing the motion? Or I didn't get that clear.
Through the chair, my apologies if it was not clear. I am moving the motion, but it would be best if the process of how we are going to proceed after I move the motion would be clearer, and that is connected to the same question that the previous seconder asked. But for all intents and purposes, I move my motion. I think it was very clear. As you have read, the club has admitted a lot of members in the last 5 years. All those members, as far as they have not reached the 5 years, are not eligible to bring themselves forward or be nominated by their friends. We feel that that is not a representation of the entire membership of the club. We do have another step or safeguard, that is, if these members are allowed at 3 years to present themselves for nomination, then the members themselves will be able to sit down and look at their qualifications and what they have purported to bring to the club. And through this voting exercise, we'll be able to judge their character, and that's why we said the 3 years are sufficient and there's no prejudice to the club. So in 3 years, somebody should be able to come in front and present their names. If they are not voted for, then, well, subsequently they can come again. And I move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Karaoke. This is, in my opinion, uncharted route, because the normal process, again, in my opinion, is where you move a motion and canvass the membership to support and adopt, and in so doing, agree with you to reduce the year from 5 to 3. But now that you have introduced a new a new direction, which is not very clear whether you need more time, you need to engage more, I would probably request, without seeming to ambush my senior, Dr. Geshira, if he can give us some direction as to if this is acceptable or not acceptable before I proceed. Peter, kindly give the microphone to Dr. Geshira.
Thank you, Mr. Hon Secretary, through the chair. I feel ambushed. However, because I am familiar with the two issues, I would like, one, to give a background on the motion presented by Mr. Gakere. That motion was presented in this room some years back. It was approved by members, but it does not appear in the minutes of that AGM. So my understanding, although I haven't engaged Mr. Gakere, is that he's bringing back the motion so that it can find its way into the records. That is now with regard to the motion that Mr. Gakere has presented. With regard to Mr. Karaoke's motion, unless I didn't hear clearly, the HONSEC read and said it is dated 11th December 2024. The articles are very clear as to the duration by which a motion should be delivered to the secretary. After the motion is delivered to the secretary, The secretary is duty bound to share motions with us members so that we can interrogate them and come to the meeting and be able to make an informed decision. Substantive motions like these are not presented on the floor of the House, no, and the articles are very clear. That is why there is a 7-day notification period to give the secretary time to share the motions with the members. My proposal is that the second motion, if I did hear correctly, that it is dated 11th December 2024, then it stands time-barred. As to Mr. Gakere's question as to whether, now that not every member is participating in this meeting because it is only physical and not virtual, already we have put ourselves into a box the moment we convened this AGM, knowing quite well that some people are not participating. The message that we delivered to ourselves is that we accept to hold a physical meeting and those present shall form a quorum. I'm afraid I came in late, so I do not know whether we established a quorum or not. If we established a quorum, then Mr. Gakere's concern should not be there. We already said to ourselves, we are enough to hold a meeting. If we make an alternative decision with regard to Mr. Gakere's concern, then we invalidate all the decisions we have made in this meeting, because we cannot have a quorum for these issues and we lack a quorum for other issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Geshira. Just shows that no one of us is an enigma of knowledge, and we should always strive to get that which is right for the club. Having said that, I'm sure a detailed feedback, a written feedback will be submitted or shared with the move of the motion, Mr. Alvin Gakere, addressing the position. Similarly, I would like to ask Bwana Karaoke, unless I'm wrong, there could be a window where you are actually allowed to submit a motion without particular notice on the floor. Again, having said that, I always wish to be guided by facts. Sorry, you want to say something? To who now?
Sorry, through the chair. From my understanding of board meetings everywhere, unless the memorandum and articles provide that you cannot waive a notice period, it is possible for you to waive a notice period through a vote. And for that reason, I would want to move this motion, but then add a provision that when you're voting, you're actually waiving the notice period of 7 days.
Senior Ready Captain.
Mr. Home Secretary, I think that is an incorrect interpretation. Even a request to dispense with the notice period should be in writing. It cannot be verbally done on the floor. Knowing that the motion was dated 11th December, if there was a request to waive the prerequisite notice, that should have accompanied that motion. The motion has already been read by the proposer. We cannot have riders around it.
Okay, thank you for that. I will allow Rachel Tabaki to give our opinion before we make a pronouncement and move on with the AGM.
Thank you, members. Maybe some of us have been quiet for a long time, but I just want to make one point. The question which has been asked, or the motion which was proposed here about the duration of membership before you take an elective post. That motion was raised here on the floor during last election. What is the difference now that if you want to review that period, because it has been a concern of very many people, I think the period is too long personally. I think we are hindering potential performers in this club by barring them with that time limit. If that was done here on the floor, what stops us from reviewing it here on the floor?
Thank you, Rachel. Now, allow me, as your Honorary Secretary, to give this direction, that having listened to the mover and having those technical issues raised in terms of the validity or non-validity, having listened to the Senior Secretary, Dr. Gishira, giving his version of what is supposed to be or what is not supposed to be, I would request that a detailed response to Mr. Kariuki will be submitted within the next 48 hours, giving the position that is backed by both the best practice and the law. That will then inform the next course of action, because this is our club, and we should always do that which is right. So, Mr. Kariuki, unless you want to have the last word, I believe that position will surface for now. All right, sorry.
Sorry, through the chair, I would like to have the last word because you've invited me. We had actually considered to put in writing as our first motion that we are allowed to waive the 7 days notice. But then we were informed by minutes and proceedings of last AGM, as it has been mentioned, that this issue was not raised. So there seems to be a standard operating procedure that is just moving right, left, and center. And maybe going forward, we're supposed to have one way. If you decide this is how you're going to be doing it, you do it that way. And because there's a legitimate expectation from our side that if this was passed this way last time, then you should be able to have the same opportunity without having caveats and all these other clarifications coming in. But thank you. We will expect the response.
Thank you so much for that. And now, all our members, we are coming almost to the tail end. Borrowing from Article 25 of our Constitution, I now wish to implore Article 28 of our Constitution that gives the powers at an annual general meeting for the retirement of directors. Before we come to Article 24, at the first and every subsequent annual general meeting of the company, all directors of the company shall retire from office. A retiring director shall be eligible for re-election at the same or any other general meeting of the company. So, honorary members, join me in appreciating the directors who by law are supposed to retire, appreciating the good work they've done or otherwise, and asking them to take their position with the general membership. apart from the chairman, there is something else that I request you to do, kindly. All right, members, the first item of our agenda, if you remember, was to appoint returning officer, which we passed through, and unless the chairman would otherwise have another different way, I would request him, by virtue of his position and standing, to become our returning officers and implore Article 20. Article 25 of our Constitution, from Article 21, 26 of our Constitution, that guides us on election of directors, and to give us the board of 2024-25. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Secretary. Thank you, members. I think we need to appreciate you. We need to appreciate you for good work. You're always a serious man. However, your gains overrides your weaknesses, and I believe you also should retire. Members, let me now take this opportunity as a de facto returning officer, which I'm doing going forward. And don't worry, I'm not giving any executive orders. I think any other executive orders will be given by the incoming chair. But again, let me thank the board wholeheartedly for being my pillar for 2024. You really did a good work. We found a dysfunctioning office. I'm sorry to say that. And at the close of the year, we were a united force to reckon with. Allow me now, with the powers conferred by our returning, with the powers conferred from CNR Group, they are saying experience our expertise. They've done the tallies are out now, and in a short while they will be viral. But not until I name the 2024-2025 board for this club. I know we had so many contestants, and we cannot all fit in that board. We all agree. Makofi kwa wale wote walikuwa contested first. It is quite important they give. And let me tell you, whoever is coming in as a newborn member, you should have the time. Have time for that board. Have time for pro bono jobs. Have time to be away from your family. I'm happy that maybe I'll be accepted back in my family after being away for 1 year. Having said that, it's my honor and pleasure to name the results first for the elections that were closed 2 hours ago. To the chairman, Board of Directors, Kiambu Golf Club Limited. This is from CNR. Results of the electronic pool tallying and reconciliation for Kiambu Golf Club Limited. In accordance with the mandate as the voting platform service provider for the annual general meeting for Kiambu Golf Club Limited, held on the 11th of December 2024 by electronic means, We have provided the voting extract from the system as at close of the voting period. Tally of the election votes cast. Simkunywe maji kidogo. I will start. Not entirely, you are not released. Could be, even the Bible says, the first will be last. So the last come first. And that is a biblical. So I'll start with the position of the directors for the club for the year 2024-2025. And from their note, it is said, to elect directors, vote for 3. Vote for? And I will start now, again, from bottom up. This is Kenya Kwanza policy. I will start with this name, John Kagiri. John Kagiri, the total votes were 962. According to what the tally I've given, I'm reading what is here. Kagiri got 104, translating to 10.811%. Siapigwe makofi. He was at number 6. Number 5 was Didan G. Wambogo, who got 122 votes, translating to 12%. Number 4 was my entertainer, Jogona Kimani, 133 votes, translating to 13.8%. At number 3 was Esther Ngure, with a total vote of 166, translating to 17%. At number 2 was Daniel Masharia, with a total vote of 179, translating to 18.6%. Leading the directors, and I am happy that he asked so many questions. We will ask you more questions next year. Is my good friend, Engineer Stanley Wainaina, with 258 votes, translating to 26.8%. Kaeni tu hapo, sijamwambia mkuje. I move up to elect lady director, vote only 1. I'll start again from bottom up. We had 330 votes casted. At number 2 was Ann Goba with 121 votes, translating to 36.6%. Trouncing Ann Goba with 209 votes, 63.3% is Grace Gevere. I move up to elect the vice captain, vote only 1. I've never seen this guy with this pressure today. If I was taking count of the pressure, could be his was 250. However, bottom up, 331 votes casted. 147, 44.4% was Evans Gene. (301 vote casted), 184, 184, 55.5, Wilfred Mwangi Purity, aka Mbegi. I move up to elect the secretary. Vote only one. Let me tell you, he was really pressured. But God is good. God rewards. God is good. At number 2, from 330 votes, at 142 votes, 43.0% was Beth Gadoni. Serious man from the mountain, 330 votes casted, got 188, translating to 56.9%, was none other than Frankie Mugendi. I also wanted to contest, but I was told I was turned bad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and honor to now officially launch the 2024-2025 board. And I'll now start from the top to bottom. I am delighted to announce the results of 2024 club elections as reported by the contracted voting and election service provider, CNR Group Limited. Below are the results. Chairman, Ken Sege, unopposed. Enabere, yani husalimii mwenye anatoka. Yani, you can decide to take me to Githago any other time. Vice Chairman, going unopposed, Caesar Mogo. Captain, going in unopposed, William Mugwema. Could he have taken an early flight to Naivasha? Or is allowed? Lady Captain, going in unopposed, Breda Kehara. Vice Lady Captain, going in unopposed, Charity Joroge. Secretary General, I call him SG, a good friend of mine. Incidentally, now his age does not allow him to go back to do law, to take law as a course, but he is very good in law. Is other than Frankie Mugendi. Lady Director, who passed, Grace Gevere. Vice Captain, my good friend, Wilfred Mwangi Purity. The directors for 2024-2025, Esther Ngure, She's always called birthday girl. Esther Gure, Senior Prosecutor. Number 2 is Daniel Masharia, young man. And finally, mwenye tutakuwekelea hivyo, Engineer Stanley Wainaina. My duty was bowed. I'll finish my job. And I know I may be getting a letter tomorrow nipelekwe Githago for leading the board for 2024 in a good manner. However, Lahab Kaloke, I've seen you allowed, and I know everything is in place at Lake Naivasha Resort at the Bloom Institute. The team will be headed there tomorrow, together with our sampled sponsors for the chairman's prize, who will be hosted by one of us, Lahab Kaloki, on Friday and Saturday. Thank you, Lahab. Mungu akubariki, akupe mingi. We'll be coming to your place to celebrate. It's now my honor and pleasure to ask the incoming chair to come now, nimusalimie na nimpatie blessings.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure now to hand over to the incoming chair 2024-2025. Makofi kwake. Ken Shege Kamau, welcome. This is your time now. My time is expired.
Thank you.
How do you wish me?
I wish you well. Thank you very much, Chairman, and thanks for the wonderful presentation today. God bless you. You can take your seat.
I don't have a seat.
No, you have. You can, here, emeritus can sit here. Yeah, next official, so you're welcome. Good evening, members. Allow me, because I'm sure we've taken most of your time today, but it is our duty and also our civic duty to have the AGM done. Allow me to read my acceptance speech so that it can be short and precise. Dear members of Kiambu Golf Club, I am deeply honored and humbled to accept the position of chairman for the year 2024-2025. As entrusted to me in the recently concluded elections, of course, that happened today, and I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for placing your confidence in my ability to lead our club to the next chapter. Allow me first to express my sincere appreciation to our former chairman, Bwana Thomas Kemari. I am actually wondering how to fit into your shoes. I bought 2 pairs of socks, but they are not enough, so I'm going to buy an inner sole. I'm going to try anything possible, any trick possible in this world to try and fit into your shoes. Thank you very much, our outgoing chairman, for your outstanding leadership and a remarkable legacy that you have left behind. I would like to thank the entire board of 2023-2024, our staff and our members for your teamwork and dedication during our tenure and my tenure as the vice chair. Together we laid a very strong foundation, and I am committed to building on it. As chairman, my top priority will be fostering peace, love, and harmony within our club. A united community is a bedrock of growth, and I pledge to bridge divisions, strengthen bonds, and ensure that Kiambu Golf Club remains a place of inclusion and shared purpose. I am equally committed to advancing our golfing standards, making our course one of the best in the region, maintaining the momentum we have built, and implementing robust structures and systems to propel our club into a vibrant age. As we close this year, I wish you all the best, a joyous and peaceful Merry Christmas, and a happy New Year 2025. Let's come together as one family and make Kiambu Club greater than ever before. Thank you once again for your support. I look forward to working alongside all the new nominees and winners, and also the losers alike, to realize our shared vision for this incredible club. Thank you very much. That is my statement as your new incoming chairman. Now I would like to, as we had promised, I would like to call the board for 2023-2024, all the board members for that year, 2023-2024, led by our captain, our secretary, all the directors. Please come here. Weka hapa tu, chairman. Please come in front here. You know, at the chairman's prize, we promised that we would give our present to our chairman on this day. So members, sorry, allow us to just do exactly that. Chairman, now you are welcome. And we are going to ask Bwana Kahari, senior member, senior counsel, a senior Kikuyu elder, to do the honors. When you have left, allow me to speak in Kikuyu just for a minute. Muthuri, rĩu twĩragwo aikarire njũng'wa na kũraihu gũkĩra kĩ? Kĩhĩ gĩkĩ? Rĩu ithuĩ tondũ now you've become a senior elder. Rĩu twenda wĩikaragĩre njũng'wa ĩrĩa. So now you can come here. Wĩikaragĩre njũng'wa ĩyo. And I'll give this microphone now to Bwana Kahari.
Okay, habari zenu. God is good, and all the time. Thank you. Gwaria na Gikuyu. Tweka maundu ma Gikuyu. So I'm sorry, mundu ekokoete kuigua uria ndirauga. Tamugwe ni gutaririo ri wi hakui. So twinagia ngona ini tukuruta haha na ni ria bata. It is going to mark something in the life of this club and in the life of our leaders here. Niĩ njĩtagwo Mũthuriti wa Ithaka wa Kahari. Ndĩ Mũgĩkũyũ, Mũgacikũ wa mbarĩ ya Mũgo. Harika rĩa marika mawathani ndĩ wa rika rĩa Maina. Ndĩ mũthuri ũrutĩte mbũri na akahoria. Rĩu ta ũrĩa twĩkaga Kĩũgĩkũyũ, mũthuri agĩtuĩka nĩ ekuma wabici, mũthuri kũrĩa karĩ gũciraciraga, akiuma wabici yake, harĩ ciugo augaga na harĩ kĩndũ kĩheo aheaga mũndũ ũroka gũikarĩra. Nake ũrora ikarĩra rĩ, akamũtigĩra kĩ? Onake kĩheo. Ũguo tutaneka atĩ, itanaciheana, mũnjĩtĩkĩrĩtie, nĩngũria mũthuri hati wa Kĩnyenje, oke acitherie, nĩguo igĩkĩhũthĩrwo ikorwo citarĩ na mehia, ikorwo itarĩ na thahu, na ihũthĩke kũringana na ũrĩa ciagĩrĩire. Mũthuri wa Kĩnyenje. Okay.
Okay, thank you members. Njĩtagwo Njenga wa Kĩnyenje. Ndĩretĩtwo nĩ chairman o Mwathura Mwerũ. Ndĩ mũthuri Mũgĩkũyũ na chairman Kamau nĩ mũrata wakwa wa tene mũno, na rĩu tũgĩũke nĩgetha akĩheo njũng'wa ĩno ĩkorwo ĩtherie, tondũ kũrĩa ĩroimire tũtikiũĩ nĩ kũ, na ĩtheragio na ira na yo ira nĩrĩo rĩrĩ.
Hau mutamuthuri wa cira giki gitagwo ki itagwo gikore ging'ombe-ini ni gicuthi no wira-ini ni gikore kioro giki nakio ni kiheo giaku indu gukimenya ugikiriria gitigage gwicomoka wira wakio naguo ngwiciria ni uwi muthuri ingi aikarite oguo ni ari tambwo ni ngi kanyamu karia kareka atia karamuthumbura ageka atia agekirwo thiu muthuku muno wa kuingata ngi kau na kĩo nĩ gĩa gũteithia na njĩra ta ĩyo. Na nĩ kũrĩ andũ nao mokaga makahana tangi, ndũkagũthe thimbũ, no monerie kũrĩa mekũgera mathiĩ wetagĩrĩra harĩa ũthiĩ ũguo ũthiĩ ũkiumaga no ndũkakiuge icio. Okay, iheo icio waheo nĩ mũthuri ũrĩa watigĩra kĩ wĩra, nĩ iheo ciake, tondũ nake nĩ mũthuri, nĩ ekuona kũrĩa wathiĩ, nĩ arũmĩrĩire wega, nĩ akinyĩte nginyo ciaku, na nĩ kĩa gũtuga na iheo icio. Ngwĩciria rĩu no ũikare thĩ kana ũikare oro hau, no nĩ gũkĩrũgama hanini, tondũ rũgama hanini na ici cirathima.
Ngai rathima mũthĩgi ũratigwo nĩgetha rũciũ kĩrĩa ũrĩa ndanaga na ũrĩa mũthĩ ũriugaga nawe cege, tondũ nĩ watigĩrwo mũthĩgi ũyũ ti wa kũhũra athuri kana atumia, nĩ wa kũmarora na kũmatha, no ti wa gwaku, nawe rĩrĩa ũgatua gũthiĩ nawe ũgagĩtigĩra ũrĩa ũgagĩtigwo. Thai thathaia Ngai thai, thai thathaia Ngai thai.
Niĩ Kĩmari wa Kamau, mũmbũi wa mbarĩ ya Thũmbĩ, marika ma wathani ndĩ wa Maina, ngwamba gũcokeria Chege wa Kamau ngatho tondũ nĩ waigua ndĩ wa Maina, nake ngwĩciria nĩ wa Mwangi, na ithuothe twĩ marigithathi ma Kamau. Chege, kĩrĩa ngũkwĩra, wĩra ũyũ wa kĩrabu gĩkĩ kĩa Kiambu Golf Club wanjirie mĩaka 116. Chege wa Kamau nĩwe ũgũkorwo wĩ chairman kana president wa 109th, 109th. Acio marĩ kuo mbere itũ, na Ngai amahurũkie kwega arĩa mathiĩte mamameo wega, nĩ njũĩ no maratuona, na niĩ ndathiĩ ndĩ Kĩmari wa Kamau ngũkũne mũthĩgi ũyũ, ũhote gũtongoria kĩama gĩa Kiambu Golf na rĩtwa rĩa Ithe na rĩa Mwana na rĩa Roho Mũtheru.
Makofi. Nĩgũtuĩke guo.
Ndacoka ndakũne gĩkore gĩkĩ gĩtheru na kĩrathime, nĩenda gĩkĩ o ũguo mũgongoni auga gĩtigatuĩke kĩndũ kwĩna ngi cigũgũthumbũra. Hĩndĩ ĩrĩa ũgũtongoria mũingĩ nĩ ũkoragwo na ngi nyingĩ. Ndakũrathima ũtuĩke gĩkore gĩkĩ.
Maũndũ marĩa mega ũgatigwo namo, marĩa moru ũkarema mathiĩ ũguo o ta maĩ marathiĩ na rũĩ. Thai thathaia Ngai thai, thai thathaia Ngai thai, thai thathaia Ngai thai.
Na niĩ kĩrĩa Chege wa Kamau ndamũkĩra mũthĩgi ũyũ na ndetĩkĩra gũtongoria na gũtwarĩra irathimo ciaku, tongorie twatigĩra na njĩra ya ma na wĩhokeku, na ndahoya Ngai ateithie. Thai thathaia Ngai thai.
Ndio ndio mshauri na ina wina kuma kwa kama na jana wa msi
chairman na munini waku
nayo no ngaranda ĩyo ngũkwĩkĩra ndakũrathimĩra tondũ rĩu nĩwatuĩka mũthuri wa ũtongoria kĩama gĩa gũkũ Kiambu Golf Club ona kũrĩa kũngĩ ũngĩgĩthiĩ ũthũgĩre na ũnene ũcio.
Thank you. Nguga kiugo nani ota mũthuri njuge nĩ mũrutĩte wĩra mwega mũno makĩria na tũtingĩaga appreciate ũguo wĩkĩte. Andũ matigananaga kwĩ madona ona mĩtĩra ĩgĩthaka ona magego matiganaine ona ciara itiganaine. Ũrĩa ngũkwĩra nĩ atĩ haha wĩna challenge nene kĩratũ kĩrĩa watigĩrwo nĩ Kimari wa Kamau ndiũĩ nĩ namba cigana no gĩtinyĩire namba 15. Ũguo ũrĩa ngũkũhoya na ngũhoere Ngai nĩ ũgerie kũiganĩra iratũ icio ciake nĩguo ũhote kũruta mũingĩ wa Kiambu wĩra na Ngai agũteithĩtie na agũtongoretie nĩ gũkũhotekeka. Kũrĩa ũrona hihi gũtirathiĩ ũrĩa arathiaga ndũkanoge nĩ kũmũ-consult, kũhoya mawaitha, kũhoya mataro ona arĩa matarĩ hau ona ta ithuĩ tũrĩ athuri ona mangĩhota gũtarana. Ũguo ndũkanetigĩre thĩinĩ wa wabici kũhoya mataro kuma kũna kana kũ, no ningĩ watarwo ũkoya marĩa mega. Kũrĩ mũndũ ũngĩkwĩra ũgacine gwaku na atĩ tondũ wĩkĩrimũ ũgacine, ũguo nĩ ũrĩthuranagia ũkamenya he kĩndũ gĩgũteithia na gĩtegũgũteithia. Ũguo nĩ wega mũno makĩria na njokerie Ngai ngatho nĩ hau tũkinyĩte na nĩ tũĩ ti itherũ maũndũ mothe nĩ mekwagĩrĩra. Asante sana.
Thank you. We are now allowed to go back to our seats. And now I would like to invite the Honorable Secretary, who is the moderator of this event, to come and give us his closing remarks. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Senior Chairman Thomas Kimari, allow me, and I'm sure I speak for some of us here, particularly Grace Gedere, Mwangi wa Purity, and myself. We need to go and rest. Tumechoka sana. It's been a tough time since you declared the executive order. I'm sure they've not had time to rest, trying to engage members and seek their support for their positions. Secondly, allow me to congratulate the incoming board members. The hard part is over. The hardest part is about to start. But Chairman Kenchege, I'm sure the board will give you the support you require, and the new elder will be there at your beck and call. So members, it's now my honor and privilege, as required by our articles, to adjourn this meeting at 20 minutes past 8. The AGM and its attendant conversations is officially over. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Now you can join the party.
Have you so I introduced by Kumari. You have to introduce the board. You have introduced them.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you on your phone. But I saw you didn't have a phone.
It's okay. That's what you're going to do. Thank you.
My sister.
Hey,
but it's all